Good morning, Warriors! Happy Tuesday. We here. We're ready to roll. What's the date today? January 12th, 2021. Wow, 1/21/21. All right, so waiting for some people to get on, Warriors. Man, I'm in like information overload right now. My brain is like, there's too much information coming too fast. And I need to be more responsible with the information.
It's getting crazy.
It's getting crazy, man. I don't know what it is. Maybe the amount of people we have following us, but the stuff that's being sent to us is pretty remarkable, man. It's like, I'm trying to vet some stuff, but something just came out to me. It's like, what the Jesus? I mean, it's official documents and stuff. It's like, what the heck? The people are waking up, so that's what I'm going to talk about today. So let's see here. Okay, we'll be so proud. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting run, guys. I'm telling you, I've been saying this. I mean, I've been saying this stuff. I don't want to use the word predicting, but I've been saying this stuff since last year. I've been telling you guys this is going to get crazy. I said the first does 19 days. Now it's 10 days left. The next 10 days, I'm telling you, I'm going to keep saying this stuff on video. It is going to be life-changing. And here's why I'm going to say this, Warriors. I'm personally experiencing censorship. I'm speaking from experience. So I'm not just telling you some pie-in-the-sky bullshit. I'm actually being censored right now.
He's dangerous, man.
I'm a dangerous. Think about that. Let's rationalize that. Yeah, for a moment. Let's rationalize that for a moment. I want to walk you through. Let's take out politics. Let's take out religious beliefs. Let's take out all belief systems. Let's pretend we're just children, all young children, right? There's no belief system. Let's put our rationale brain on. I don't know if kids have rationale brain. Let's just hear me out, okay? Why on earth would I be censored? Why would that matter? Like, what would it matter? The thing that they're censoring me on, I didn't say anything about a political party. I didn't say anything about a certain topic. It was very general. I just said within the next 48 hours, things are going to, and it did. Last night, there was, he did an executive order. Everything I've said has come true. Everything I said has come true. Maybe that's why I'm a dangerous individual. Now, I'm not just saying things just to say things. I'm saying things based on deep 8 to 9 hours of research a day, right? Connecting the dots, and we're all speculating. But why on earth? I want people to wake up to this. Why on earth would I be censored? Why would it matter that Coach JV, some long-haired guy with the tinfoil hat on, is going to be censored? What is my information going to do? What's that going to do? But you have to think about this. But a WAP video, have you listened to that song? So during one of my spiritual experiences, I did yin and yang. I actually did my, my gateway project, meditation, all that stuff. Then I listened to the yang. I listened to the WAP video while I was in a deep spiritual experience. Did you know it says there's some whores in this house? There's some whores in this house. It says it over and over and over and over. Oh my God, it's disgusting and disturbing. A WAP video. Women can be in barely any clothes on TikTok. Think about that. Guys are this weird stuff going on with men, like this thirst trapping. I've done a couple thirst traps, but the men doing thirst traps and things like that. And men, like, it's just like, what the hell? But I say something about something's going to happen in the next 48 hours, get prepared, and I get deemed as a dangerous person.
He's a bad man.
Bad
John
man.
Rambo.
I've always wanted to be Rambo. So, and remember I said I was going to come up. I'm not going to say what else. Bullets is going to paint my face. But then Friday also, so think about this. Remember, this is not political. Our president of the United States get banned, non-political. You're going to be, oh, Trump. I'm not talking about politics. A president of the United States gets banned off social media. So you think the other side hasn't said anything wrong? Like, think about this, Warriors. This is what we're talking about. We're human beings. And do you know what's happening right now? It's called manipulation. It's called preemptive programming. It's called they put us in a jar. They put us in a jar and then shaking the living crap out of us. And I just sent I actually pulled the document back because I sent it to my Warrior Council and actually deleted it because I started reading through the documents. Shit's deep, man. This stuff is really, 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 really deep, Warriors. And it's exciting to be in the position right now. Here's why I'm excited about this. Because when I start talking about this or even like mentioning this stuff, when I started studying this stuff a long time ago, I was looked at like I was crazy, like I was a lunatic. And so I stopped talking about it. I kept it to myself, and I do my research. You always saw me with headphones on. I was always studying subconscious mind, elites, all this stuff. And I really was interested in it. My grandpa always taught me to study and learn, and my grandpa loved history. And I started studying the richest people in the world, and I'm like, oh, okay, we're being manipulated. Okay, this is really weird. This is really interesting. And then I meet Kev, whose brain works different than mine, and he sees things in regards to movies and futuristic, and I see things historically, and then we come together and we start connecting the dots, and it's like, huh. And now here we are, January 12th, 2021. In the next 10 days, your brain is going to get flipped inside out, straight up, inside out. I'm starting to get irritated, actually, because it's like, what I mean by that is like when I couldn't believe it when I saw that. It offended me. The first thing that finally offended me, you are a dangerous individual. They send me a message, and then it shows up on my TikTok. It says, dangerous individual. This has been removed. Dangerous individual organization.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. That's a compliment, right? That we have that much power.
What?
It's like, what the hell?
I'm like, wow.
But rationalizes, please get in the brain, get in my brain with this right now, warriors. We are human beings. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. We come here to earth to evolve, to grow, to be together. And the elites know this. Now, here's the thing, warriors. This has happened in history over and over. History does not repeat itself. It often rhymes. This happens over and over and over and over and over and over again. And then this Son of God comes down, Jesus, and comes down and says, what are you guys doing? Like, what are you doing? You're the son. You guys are all made in his likeness and image. Come on. And he has to speak in parables. We're in those types of times right now. Hear me out. I keep saying that. We are in those types of times right now. Think about that, warriors. We're in the same type of times that Jesus was. It's just a different technology and different stuff. It's different. There's a great awakening happening right now. Think about the people that killed him. They were probably worried he was going to expose them. He's up on the cross. They're like, get rid of this guy. He's going to expose our lies. He's going to expose that we're being righteous, that we're holding people down, that we're making people believe in us and not a higher power. That's why we keep telling you, don't believe a word we say. Don't believe in us. Don't look up to me. Please don't look up to me. Find your higher self. That's God for me. Find a role model. Mine's Jesus. It's not freaking Joe Montana. It's even play football. I don't watch football. Joe Montana. I don't look up to sports athletes. I look up to the life of Jesus and God. And there's nothing wrong with looking up to sports athletes. But when you idolize all these things, all this stuff is biblical. Everything I'm talking about is biblical. Do not idolize. Do not idolize. When you're like, my team lost the Super Bowl, and you see these videos of guys throwing shit at the TV and breaking their TV. I'm like, what the hell is going on? It's the same thing as the Colosseums back in the biblical days. Think about that. They had gambling back then. They had sodomy back then. They had all this stuff, same stuff, warriors. But at this point in history, it's time for us to wake up. We've never had an opportunity to have this type of platform where we can reach millions of people all over the world. But guess what? When we're trying to do it, they're shutting us down. Like, think about that. Why would they, why, if we're in the freest country in the world, why would they shut down the president from his Twitter? Why would they shut me down or try to shut me down? Because I'm speaking my truth. It's my truth, and don't fucking watch it. Then don't watch it. Like, think about that. Why am I deemed a dangerous individual? We have to wake up, warriors. We have to wake up to that.
We're going to start speaking in parables.
Parables, yes. Fish on the right hemisphere of your brain.
Get to us, man.
Not on the left. Oh, but that's political. You're saying, no, I'm not talking about political. There's a left hemisphere of your brain and a right hemisphere of your brain. The right hemisphere of your brain is God's consciousness, light, love, positivity, childlike. Left hemisphere is facts, figure. You guys are all in left hemisphere of the brain right now. Not all of you guys. Yeah, you're in the left hemisphere of your brain right now. You're like, Biden, Trump. It's just this whole thing, and it's like, holy shit. And I think shit's about to get ripped inside out, and we're all going to be shocked. And I think what we're about to see is biblical. What we're about to see is absolutely, absolutely biblical. It's going to shake you to the core. Shake you to the core. And I really feel like people are starting to wake up. I think people are feeling that energy, that vibration. Think about the changes. We are moving to the quantum financial system, warriors. You're not stopping that. You're not stopping that, warriors. You're moving to the quantum financial system. The guardrails are built. It's built. I believe the US dollar is going to be backed by a cryptocurrency in a gold type of way, gold standard type of way. We have Space Force now, part of the military. And he calls them the Guardians. The Guardians. We have a Space Force now. Elon Musk is going to be taking us to Mars. We have self-driving cars. Hummer is launching their electric Hummer this year. Fall this year. Warriors, 2024, California, commercial trucks have to be electric. 2020, 2050, all companies have to be zero carbon. We are now in a brand new world. Remember before Christ, after Christ? When Jesus Christ died, it was Jesus Christ. When he rose, he was Christ Jesus, Christ consciousness. And so it's like we go through this cycle now. What's happened is we've been pushed away from Christ consciousness, God's consciousness. I'm not talking religion. I'm talking higher self-consciousness. And all these WAP videos, all this. So why would they censor someone like me? Why would they censor someone like Trump? Why would they censor someone like the Hodge twins? Why don't they censor people on the left? Why? Like I'm not talking politics. Why aren't they censoring the people on the left? Why are they censoring someone? What does that mean to you? What does that mean to you? Because some of you are going to go, oh, it's political. I'm not talking politics. It's rationale. It's human rationale. Why would one person be censored like me and somebody else not be censored if they're saying, why would you not censor somebody who's 18 years old, shaking their ass and barely any clothes? Why would you not censor the MTV Music Awards when she's pouring blood on herself with Christmas music in the background and it's changed to the GOAT Awards? Not the great. You think that's the greatest of all time? Do you know what the GOAT means? And they're pouring blood. Oh, was it Vanessa Hudgens? Yeah. They're pouring blood on Vanessa Hudgens, and it's the GOAT Awards, the sacrificial lamb. Wake up, warriors. Wake up. And where our kids are watching this, oh, it's the greatest of all times award. No. Representation of the GOAT and the blood pouring over Vanessa Hudgens. That's called a sacrificial lamb, warriors. Man.
I get you. Some of the stuff you just said, I just wanted to chime in real quick. I now believe that George Lucas was able to see into
100%
the future.
100.
How is it going to be called? What is it? The Space Force,
Space
the Guardians now, the Guardians, right? Or they're being manipulated too by the movies. They're being freaking captivated like crazy. That shows you how powerful video is, period. But a long time ago, it scrolls up, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. This dude, how do you come up with something like that, man? It's just, dude, the stuff he's saying, it's weird. It's repeated history, dude.
Yes.
It's interesting because it's like Bruce Lipton is like, The Matrix is the documentary, and then the dude in part 2, the architect, he's like, we've done this 7 times already, and we've become exceedingly efficient at it. Like, and then when you really correlate that to life itself, you got Noah's Day. The stuff that we have that we deem as history, we got the flood, we got Sodom and Gomorrah, we got Roman times, and it crumbles, and then all of a sudden somehow it resurfaces, and then it crumbles and it resurfaces. And this man said, dude, I see it. It's like technology goes and then it eats itself and then it happens again. I'm like, I believe that.
I saw it. I told Kev a lot of my deep experiences. When I was in Peru, I saw it. I literally saw Adam and Eve, the Garden of Eden. I saw evolution, technology, destruction. Garden of Eden, evolution, technology, destruction. Garden of Eden, and it repeats over and over and over and over again. And that's when my brain started to really work different. I'm like, okay, where are we heading to right now? Why do humans, and then he's brought up, it's so cool with our brains that go together. He's like, Cain and Abel. Cain killed Abel. Can't, you're able to.
Cain killed Abel. please, we've mentioned that before. Please really, really think about this, right? The beginning of time, if we can really fathom that, the beginning of time, it's Adam, Eve, Cain, Abel, and maybe a couple other siblings that they don't mention, right? And those are the only people on earth. How bad can it really be for somebody to get killed? What sense does that make? What sense does that make? I was just like, I guess that's just the human condition. Because what sense does that make? He was so mad. He was so jealous that he decided to kill his younger brother. But, so that's really interesting. Because when stuff happens like that now, we want to deem it as a demon, or somebody has been possessed, or it was a demonic thing that happened. But is it just you? Think about that. Is it just you? It didn't say. It does not say Cain got possessed by the devil or the demon. And nope, go look at it. Don't say that. It just said dude was mad. He was really, really upset. He was pissed. That's all it says.
We all have dark and light, man. Like, think about that too, like the yin and yang. Like, so 15 years ago, guys, I was snorting cocaine, taking massive amounts of opiates, taking ecstasy. My first overdose, I had 9 different drugs in my system. I was hearing demons before I killed myself. Demons were telling me to kill myself. So who was that? Was that a demon or was that me? Because now,
that's deep.
Now I hear angels and love and positivity, and I see beautiful things, and I can see the flowers, and I love people so much. So I lived in the demonic side, the yang, and now I'm in the yin, and I feel great. It's like I had to go to that level to get to this level.
And even because where we at right now with learning about life is on some, because okay, so now let's mix that with what we be seeing on sci-fi stuff with the multiverse and stuff like that. I believe this man, we ended up somehow jumping into each other's timeline, like multiverse, because he said he did. You said, how long were you out after you did all the drugs?
40 hours.
He was out for 2 days and wasn't even in the hospital. He was out for 2 days and woke up from a phone call from his mom. What if in those 2 days, he was traveling across the multiverse? And then he was like, boom, and he got here. And it was like, okay, I'm here. I literally I don't know what happened, but I did some really bad stuff. And I got jumped and I was knocked out clean. And I woke up to somebody with a pillow over my face. And somehow I got up and I was like superhuman for like 2 seconds. And then I woke up and I was super dazed and it was weird. I was like, what the heck? I didn't know how long I was out or nothing. Did I travel across? These people were really, really upset at me, by the way. And I got totally knocked out. I don't even remember what happened before I got knocked out. I just remember opening the door and then that's it. That's all I remember. So how I got on my bed and with a pillow, I have no idea how that even happened. Wow. It's crazy, man. I'm like, did I shoot across? Maybe in that dimension, I died. And there was a funeral and everything. But all of a sudden, my consciousness, it doesn't bother me because I wake up here. And I'm like, oh, still alive. Let's go. Cool. All right. Let's get it in. I'm still alive. That's what's up.
That's what we think about all day, man. That's what we study all day. Because nobody knows. Like, think about it. Who? Okay, so we have religions, we have Bibles, we have books, we have history books, which most of our history in our American system is manipulated to make us believe a certain thing. But like, nobody really knows the truth. Only God knows. Nobody really knows the truth. We can argue all day that your religion's right, our belief system's wrong. We could argue there is no multiverse. We could argue that you could argue all day, but none of us really know. Like none of us really know. But you know who seems to know? Is kids and people before they die.
Yeah.
They seem to know. Kids are very, very smart. They say what they mean, and sometimes they say it mean. They speak their truth. Think about that. And then when they get older and you're about to die and you're back in a childlike state of mind, you start to have all the answers again. So I don't know. It's just what I would like to be, what I would like to see people say at my funeral is that this guy woke people up to God's consciousness. That this guy woke people up to fall back in love with themselves. That this guy got people to drop all this bullshit left and right, this my team, your team, just came together and just enjoyed each other's company. That this guy made an impact on as many human beings as he could by becoming the true version of himself. That's what I want to die. I don't give a fuck about the money. I don't, the portfolios are going to moon, whatever. We'll have, multi millions. Okay, great. That changes nothing. It changes zero. I'm still going to dress the same. I might get a nice car. Who knows? I don't know. We'll see. But who cares? It doesn't matter. I've lived both sides of the coin. And so, yes, things are going to get crazy, but we deserve it. We deserve this shit that's about to happen as humans. We deserve it, straight up. We do. We let it get to this point. We need to take responsibility for this. We let the government take over. We let the government tell us what to do. We let them censor us. We let them. There's 99% of us, and there's 1% of them, and we allowed them to do it.
Yeah.
We allowed them to do this.
To piggyback on that, I saw this picture on social media. I wish I would have saved it. There's this crowd. Imagine a picture, and there's a crowd of people, right? There's a crowd of people around it in that square box. And then right in the middle of it, there is like 5 people. And it says, that's who's controlling everybody. That makes no sense.
It doesn't
at all.
It doesn't. It really doesn't.
We really just have to come to a peaceful collective agreement of, hey, all this crazy stuff, the trafficking, all this stuff, hey, it's gotta stop, guys. Let's figure out how to stop this and stop worrying about Biden, Trump, and all. It's like he said, really technically think about that. That's just saying Bulls, Lakers. It's the same thing. Yeah. It's the same thing, because you're trying to put your belief into these people who you really don't know who they are. You have no idea who they are. And you're like, no, they're going to save me. They're going to save us. They're going to do this. The policies, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, how about we go and be like, how can I make this place better? Done.
We said that about Clinton. We said that about Obama. We said that about every presidency. We did the same thing, right? Now, do I agree that some shit needs to be exposed? 100%. We're at that. So what we're at is a critical tipping point in human evolution of the whole thing I see. Too much of a good thing. That's not a good thing. Too much of it, that wouldn't even be a good thing. Things are going to expose. How would you explain that? Too much of something, too much freedom, too much lack of understanding. Mm-hmm. So let me give you, like a lot of people say, how could somebody do that stuff? Now, I don't agree with any of it, but let me explain to you what happened. Freedom, yeah, let me explain to you what happened to me. Okay, so John Vasquez, why I don't call myself John Vasquez, that guy died. Okay, so I was JV, now I'm Coach JV, right? So it's metaphorical for me, okay? So let me explain to you. So when I took my first shot of steroids, I was just drinking at that point. I was a military guy. We go out and get drunk, just a typical bro. Like I would go out and get drunk and get in fights. And I was just that guy. I was like kind of like a college guy. I was not in college, but I was a college guy or whatever, that type of attitude, right? Just cool dude, good friends around me, good people. And I started taking steroids. So it didn't seem like drugs to me because it was a performance enhancing drug. So I take my first shot. You can check out my book, Roids to Riches. I write details about it. I take my first shot of steroids. Well, so the steroid intake introduced me to a new group of people. And that new group of people were doing different things besides just steroids. There was opiates, and there was ecstasy, and there was cocaine. And so I was like, no, that's not me. I've never been that way. I was able to live in that environment for a while. I was bodybuilding, clean living. It was great. Well, then I came back to Arizona from Washington, and I started to hang out with some top-level bodybuilders. And I'm like, but within that environment, they were doing things like cocaine and ecstasy. And I'm like, okay, well, I tried ecstasy for the first time. I'm like, I'll just do it once. I'll never forget that experience. It was amazing. It was ecstasy. It was an amazing experience. I'm like, okay. So now I had taken steroids and then I took ecstasy. And then I'm hanging out with these people who I admired, these top bodybuilders, and they're doing cocaine. They're like, oh, dude, don't drink at the club. Like, just do coke, do some ecstasy. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I guess they're right. You know, it doesn't have any calories in it. It'll make you leaner. So I started doing cocaine. And then I'm like doing cocaine and then ecstasy. And so now my environment changes again. And then I start doing some club promotion. I'm fast forwarding. And then within club promotion, people are doing GHB, ecstasy, Ambien to go to sleep, cocaine to wake up. And I'm like, okay, and the next thing you know, within 3 years, I'm a full-blown drug addict. Snorting cocaine to wake up, taking Ambien to go to sleep, getting up in the middle and injecting opiates into my vein. I was shooting into my veins, okay? I would get any hold of any drug I could, I would take it. And then all of a sudden, I overdosed with 9 different medications in my system. The doctor's like, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? He's like, your body is shutting down. And I'm like, I don't even know what I'm doing. How? So the reason why I'm explaining that is because when you open Pandora's box to a new level, it becomes normalized. And then you go to the next level, it becomes normalized. And the next level, that becomes normalized. And what we've done is we've normalized some really effed up shit. Vanessa Hudgens having blood poured on her at the MTV Music Awards with goats in the background.
Playing Christmas music.
Yes. So what does that? So that normalizes sacrificial lambs and taking Jesus and being disrespectful. And it's like, that's what our kids are watching. The WAP video normalizes it. So you're shocked that there's teen pregnancy is through the roof. We have shows that are the most popular shows. Was it Teen Mom or something like that? We normalized it. So you normalize, and that's what we're experiencing right now.
We have a video literally that says, are you being desensitized? Check it out. It's in the playlist, motivation or our talks. It's because it just does, man. That's the power. That's the power of the human being. You have to really, really understand that though. You can get adjusted to, I want to say anything. You can probably be, I mean, look at the people that be kicking metal bars and bending them and stuff. Using their body to freaking kick metal poles, and then they act like there's nothing wrong. People are like, what's going on? They're demonic. No, if over time, your body, like John said, your body can take a lot. How he survived? How did he survive? Because his body over time, he must have just been getting it in, and his body was like, all right, man, his body inside, he's got systems. They're like, dude, we got to get used to it. Oh, here it comes again. They're just like, That's the power of the human being. And what you got up here, his brain was like, yo, we trying to keep this running. So we gonna have to adjust. Like, it's coming fast and it's coming hard. But if you could imagine, like, Joy, the people up in his brain, they're like, hey guys, look, we gotta be on point. We don't care what's going on, but we gotta get ready because this stuff is coming. And then, but somehow he's here for all of us. Love you, man. I gotta go use the bathroom.
Okay, go. So one thing I want to talk about too is like, Jesus says the world is born. I know a lot of you guys want to talk about crypto, and I'll get to it, but this stuff's important because F all the money, man. Because if you don't regain your consciousness, your God's consciousness, your light, love, positivity, and I'm proudly talking about God. I believe in God, and I'm not here to make friends. I'm not here to try to get people to like me. Obviously, I wouldn't post the stuff that I post if I was trying to make friends. So I do believe that every human needs to get back to some sort of God's consciousness, right? And so Jesus says the world is born in you. You are not born of this world, right? And so who was talking to me when I attempted suicide? What demons were talking to me? That was me. It was me talking to myself, the negative self-talk over and over and over and over and over again. Then I woke up from attempted suicide and I read the book called The Secret. I'm like, okay, the great I am. And now I didn't know the Bible back then. I was not even, I grew up, my family was Catholic, all that stuff, but I didn't grow up in the church. So I didn't even know God. I didn't even know the life of Jesus. I didn't know any of it. So I went into Buddhism and I started with The Secret. I said, I am powerful, I'm healthy, I'm wealthy, I'm abundant. I started repeating these things over and over again. And I go into Buddhism and I meet these great teachers within Buddhism. And then I meet Jesus in the weirdest way, right? So not like I didn't see Jesus on the street, but somebody introduced me to Jesus. So now I have this Buddhist principle and then this life of Jesus. It was interesting. I got introduced to the life of Jesus, not religion. It was really interesting. Some guy said, do you know Jesus Christ? I'm like, no, I don't. And then I'll spread the story. But anyway, so I was mixing Buddhism and the life of Jesus Christ together. And I noticed a lot of similarities with them. So I was meditating, starting my breathing techniques, studying the life of Jesus, and then the Bible. And then I just went on this journey. I stopped studying the Bible. I just started going to this church. And then I just started becoming. And next thing you know, I started to know the Bible. And I tell Kevin, I'm like, how do I know the Bible so well? I don't even know. I'm not a biblical scholar. I'm not a theologist. But I believe the Bible is encoded in our DNA. Some sort of, what do you want to call it, the Bible? Some sort of code or structure of human consciousness and human code or a owner's manual is encoded in our DNA. And what we did is we take that information and we expelled it onto paper, into experiences, into history, and then we build physical constructs, which would be religion, ideals, belief systems, right? And what we've done is we've taken those ideals and belief systems and what Jesus came to show grace, right? And so we were back in the same position again in these biblical times where maybe they say it's the second coming of Christ. Well, why does he have to come again? Because we screwed it up. Because we're back in the same spot again. God's up there like, hey, I promised I'm not going to wipe out the earth again because there's rainbows, right? He said, I'm not going to wipe out the earth again, but I'm going to send my son back down to punk you guys because you're messing up. Man, you're messing up. Yes, we are in biblical times. We are in biblical times, guys. Absolutely, we're in biblical times. The Bible was written through the what's called the conduit of God, or what do you call it? What is it goes when God was writing through them? Or
they said it was inspired by God.
Inspired by God. The story we're writing is inspired by God, right? And so here we are again, coming back through, right? Jesus was the son of Mary, and his stepfather was Joseph, and 18 years. We don't talk about the 18 years. I think he was studying meditation, breathing, Buddhism, like all kinds of different teachings came back. He's like, damn, dude, we're pretty cool people, man. My father says this, and then he had to speak in parables. Now think about this. Now we have to speak in parables so we don't get deleted off social media. What is going on? It's the same thing. We're not. So
we just got the answer.
We just got the answer. So yes. So we're not claiming to be Jesus. Just somebody got all pissed. Oh, you're claiming to be Jesus. Right. Somebody said you're claiming to be Moses. I'm like, no, we're not Jesus nor Moses. I'm Coach JV. This is Kevin. Anytime. Maybe.
What if we
are?
Dude, that would be tight because Moses was a bee. He parted the Red Sea.
He did part the Red Sea. Yeah.
That would be slick. And those type of powers would be awesome. And if he could freaking walk on water, that would be amazing.
Could try it.
Outside of everything else. Sorry, not to be disrespectful, because I definitely love God and I ask God for direction every single day.
I think about that. Why? Like, I just thought about this. Why do we have to keep saying not disrespectful? Like, we feel like we have to say that. Don't be disrespectful. Because what's disrespectful about wanting to be, like, embody that? Like, what is disrespectful about that?
Right, because God knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, I think he's cool. I'll be talking to him like I'll talk to y'all. It's the same thing.
And we all hated Jesus back then. We all hated Jesus, but when Christmas comes, oh, thank you, Jesus. Let's get all our presents. Thank you, Jesus. Let's get all our presents, right? And it's like, we hated Jesus back then, but now everybody praises Jesus, but nobody lives the life of Jesus. Like, it's really confusing, man.
And if you do start to go towards that type of a path where you're opening people's minds, you get labeled dangerous.
You get labeled dangerous, man.
You get labeled dangerous. And I'm going to tell y'all for real, like, this is just my true, honest feelings, man. Is that we are like just plain and simple. I was looking at a Jordan Peterson video, and he was saying, "I hang out with men who are dangerous."
Yeah,
that's exactly what he said. Look up Jordan Peterson dangerous, and that's literally exactly what he says. And I I resonate with that 100%. I don't kick it with nobody that's not on a quantum level, man. That's just on something totally different that's going to bring out the highest level of me. Like, I don't hang out with anybody that I feel like is going to slow me down. No. We are dangerous, man.
We are absolutely dangerous.
And not in a militant, carrying weapons type of way. So for the media later on, when they catch this, don't twist the words, because we are only dangerous because we believe in ourselves, like just on a totally different level. On a totally different level. And I don't mean to speak for Jay, but I'm sure that's why when we get together, it's just a powerful frequency that emanates when we speak and stuff like that, because we are two individuals who believe in ourselves to the highest of our being. To the highest of our being. He chose, see, and that's why I have that on my, that people might think that that's a little wild, but that's why I have that on my main Facebook page. I choose to become what I choose to become. He chose to become JV. What is this Christ-like consciousness?
The great I am.
And there's different definitions too. It says say that I am that I am. It says say I will prove to be who I prove to be. And another one says I will become what I choose to become. And I was like, ooh, I like that one. So I just took it. I was like, yep, that sounds very confident. And I just like it. So I took it. And that's what I do with everything. I like this headband, so I wear it. Like, that's just what it is. I don't think about what people are going to say about it or what people going to think about it. And Jay does the same thing. It's like, we're not thinking about, no offense, but we're not thinking about what y'all think about it. I'm busting this stuff because I'm like, that looks dope to me. I like it. I'm going to do that. Or I'm going to say that. Quotes and movies, everything, videos, my videos, I've pulled from so many different avenues and I use it. I have so many different, I can reference so many different things that I've used that I'm like, oh yeah, I got that from this. I got that from this. I got that from here. I got that from this.
And people will like you so much more when you're just yourself. Like, your relationships will be so much richer. When I was trying to become somebody, it was a struggle, man. It was a struggle, because when you're your true self and you just speak your truth and you speak how you want, you say what you mean, but you don't say it mean, you have really good relationships. Because when people do hate comments, we don't care. It doesn't bother us. It's like, that's your opinion and we respect it. Like, if you think we're idiots, that's great. We respect that. Like, you have to live with that. We don't have to live with that. We think we're the best thing since sliced bread, man. Why did they say that? Best thing since sliced bread.
Because you get when sliced bread came out,
come on,
like, whoa. Sliced bread. It's so good.
Should we go up the comments?
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's see. Sidebar: best primer for getting.
Sidebar. He's like, all right, enough about the spiritual stuff.
Best primer to.
I'm on crypto.
Into primer. I don't know what a primer is. Best.
Primer or what did you mean, Premiere or Mr. Hellbox? That's a good. That's a funny thing.
What if Brad worked with SpaceX and FR and the vessel for the 1% for the New Earth cleansing? Man, that could be sick. Dude, I'm telling you guys, did you see the video that one of the warriors sent me information? So then I just watched another deep state video, and they're talking about the Q, right? And so I gotta be careful what I say on here, Q, because they'll censor us, but Q. But that Q comes up over 21 times in that video, coded inside that Flare Network video. So I believe, I think XRP is gonna back the world currencies. Or the US dollar. I really do. I think that XRP is going to be the gold standard. I really believe that. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. We're all speculating. Every single person speculating. Yeah. In reality, the president is just a CEO. 100%. We are in. That's 100%. So we are in a business. America is a business, guys. It's a birth certificate. We operate when we're born. Our birth certificate is given to us. Your words are in letters. Look at this up. It's in capital letters. The reason why they use birth, why they call it a bank. The bank of the river. We run off maritime law. They create maritime law. They create an entity out of our names, and there's a lot of deep stuff that goes on with that. So, President Wars.
Kenneth, this is the shirt that actually Dustin's on here right now. Dustin Malasini. He created this symbol for me. And that's what I wear. It's my own personal like super symbol. It has a K and an A. And it's Kevin anytime. That's
Ooh, look at this. So Josh Trailer says, check out Greg, Brett, and Shogun. He has an interesting piece in showing that the true name of God is encoded in your DNA. Powerful, man. Definitely
gotta look that one up.
I need to get your warrior group. I need to surround myself. Absolutely. So down in the description, you're going to find everything. You can get in our free Facebook group or join a Warrior Academy. It is a month-to-month membership free. People are like, oh, you charge to her. Yeah, well, we're information brokers. We sell our information, right? So
and
it's
that's
like,
freaking cheap. I don't know.
$69 a month. You can join a Warrior Academy, a Discord, crypto calls every single Thursday. I show you my portfolio. But forget about all that. Is the community is bad.
Cheaper than your phone bill, cheaper than your cable bill. Come on now.
I need to get in your warrior group. I need to surround. Click. Oh, I just read that one already. Warriors, peace. That's it.
Oh yeah.
Kevin Scott, does your shirt say? Sorry. You two are
joint venture journey together. I'm gonna use that. They wonder. So I did not know until now JV was your name, and here I perceived it to be joint venture, a journey together.
Yes, I like that, man. Shit, good
Coach. Joint venture.
I like that. Like Simon talked this morning about the new asset class coming. Leads to me to believe that Bitcoin and crypto was built MIT was building cryptocurrencies in 1996. So this is not new, guys. This has been built out for a long time, a very, very long time, Warriors. That's why I don't. So it's just, if you're following me, I make my investments based on deep, deep research, no hot tips. You should have seen yesterday. Everybody's like, oh my God, what do I do? What do I do? The market's crashing. I'm like, sipping on my water, just chilling. Like, I'm not doing anything, dude. I'm not going nowhere. I didn't freaking spend all this gosh dang time investing to bounce out like a freak when, they're shaking you out. They're grabbing you like, it's like you're listening to these hot tips. Everybody's speculating. I'm speculating too. Yeah. I not only do I have XRP, but I got VeChain, I got freaking XLM. I got big bags of everything. I slowly, methodically stack. So if XRP goes to zero, I'm still golden, man. But it ain't going to zero. I'll tell you that much. He was doing what you were doing. I love you, Coach. Muslim man here, but you're a brother. Oh, I love you, man. I love that. See, that's cool, man. Muslim, because that's cool. See, that's love right there. Yeah, that's freaking love. Yes. We love you too, man. We're non-religious, right? And he's saying, hey, I'm Muslim, but I love you, brother. That's what we need, man.
That's what we need, man. He can do that. He can do that, and we can still coexist. Just because that helps him to be the best version of himself has nothing to do with us. So we're not tripping on that. Yeah. We are us, and we can still be people and create things and take care of the earth. And it's pretty basic, man. It's pretty basic.
So this is the hypocrisy on steroids. So that was a story before. I'm not sure if that means like I'm taking steroids now. I'm not on steroids now, but hormone therapy because my testosterone doesn't work. So I'm not sure what that means, but so that was the old me.
Away, but then insist to have. Oh yeah,
interesting. That's deep. 99% of people have no idea what the next few weeks. With Tether. Oh yeah, Tether. So the lawsuit that's a political theater too. Like the U.S. is moving. There's Tether and like Tether's manipulating Bitcoin, right? So it's like I just have this weird feeling about. I'm not going against Bitcoin. I own Bitcoin, just so you guys know. But I have this. I go by my gut. And I've been wrong before. My gut has led me wrong before. Usually it's when I'm not fasting, meditating, praying. But there's something, I have this weird feeling about Bitcoin. I just have this
not wrong. Maybe just for your experience, that's not the, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe it is because you are heavily invested in other stuff. And that was your whole thing to begin with. So, and we got to, because that's one of the things that hinders us is the right and wrong. If we just accept, because here's what I was gonna say. I'm sorry, we didn't even get into like going one off. We kind of just started piggybacking. But real quick, I'm sitting with my sister. We looking at the stars. Couple months ago, we were just outside, and she says, "Man, you know what? Because her and my brother, they fell out. Blah blah blah. That happens with people. They get divorced, but they had kids, and she had a family before, and they all passed away. Right? She's like." If I hadn't met your brother and now have this family, I wouldn't have one right now. What does that mean? So was meeting him a wrong thing? what does that mean? Because now she got twins, she got this great family, we all be kicking it, but her mom and her brother passed. So it's like, she was like, dude, I wouldn't have any family, so I don't even know what that means. And I was like, I'm like, right and wrong and left. I was like, what does that mean? Because the kids wouldn't be here. We love the twins. They got their own personalities. They're excelling. Like, whoa, that's heavy.
Yeah.
That is deep, man. That's really deep. I can't get mad at my ex no more because I got my son out of it. It's like,
it's beautiful.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. What is it? Was it wrong? I'm like, oh, would you wish you never met her? It's like, no, not anymore.
Arizona Ron, love the God talk. We love God, man. XRP, I gotta go now. Bye-bye. China used to pump Bitcoin. I agree. World leads. Yes, that is, I believe that. Yes, Friday starts. Tether being sued. Yep. Yeah, it's been going on for a bit. They desensitized the devil to a little cartoonish red man. Ooh, that's powerful.
Oh yeah, no, and then a couple of the Netflix putting up praise say.
Oh, dude, somebody sent that to me. That was wild.
That's wild, man.
Yeah.
It's like, if you think about it, the reason why we say Jesus is our role model is because, dude, if you try to live exactly the way he lived, you'll have a great life. Yeah. We've experienced this. We've literally tested it out to the fullest extent that we could. Yeah. And things are great.
They're great. Like not perfect, just, no pornography, masturbation. I know it's too much information.
Right.
Controlling sexual desires.
It as much as possible.
Yep.
We're all fallible. I get it. I make mistakes a lot. Yep. And JV, we both said that, but yeah, man.
You become powerful when you remove those worldly things, like not like being a single man and not going and sleeping around and just focusing on work. That's why we feel so powerful, right? And not that, like, the pornography, masturbation definitely have slipped on that thing, but it's not often that I do that. And that's it makes you laser focused, man, because you can lose control very fast. And it's just balance, right? It's like, okay, when you do it, you're not a bad person, but it's just, what are your intentions? Like, what are your intentions, right?
And real quick about that, people, those are people. What are your intentions behind that? I get it. I mean, that might make you trip out real bad. Don't trip out real bad about it, because it's a thing. It's a natural process that has to happen. But those are potential people, man. Mm-hmm. That's what keeps me be like, dude, you're saving the world, man. Calm down.
Well, let's think about this for a second. Okay, so I saw this on TikTok, so I don't want to take credit for it. This girl said this, but okay, they're shutting down the president of the United States. They're banning me, right? But they're not. So these powerful companies can just shut us down really quickly, but they don't shut down child pornography on the internet. That's weird. Ooh. That's really weird. They can shut down President Trump really quickly, but they can't shut down pornography sites. That's interesting. Huh. Just food for thought.
Wow.
Powerful. I heard that. I was like, wow, she's right. They can't just shut off child pornography sites. They can't shut that stuff off, but they can shut off the president of the United States. Like, rationalize that.
Wow.
They can shut off my video, boom, like that. But just a thought. Within seconds. There's an algorithm that picks that up. Why isn't the algorithm picking that up? Do you think it was somebody sitting there going, "That's Coach JV's account, let's shut it down"? It was an algorithm. Why isn't the algorithm picking that up? Think about that.
Dude, that's
just something to think about. I don't want to take credit. I heard that on TikTok. She blew my mind. I was like, wow. I was like, yeah, that's right.
The equalizer, man. I'm about to become the equalizer. Straight up.
Hillary sold uranium. Oh man, Curtis, I agree. I had some documents. I actually pulled them. Anyways, but
plutonium.
No. Dude, that's a lifetime story. Someday it will be. There's a book. I have a book called Roids, like steroids take the S out. ROIDS, Two Riches. It's on Amazon, so it's selling now like crazy. So
yeah, and trust me, when I get the opportunity, dude, that's gonna be the next movie, dude. I'm making the movie. It is set in stone right now. The Coach JV story. It's gonna be a movie, man.
It's a pleasure for me to sit and feet, gentlemen, and listen to the words of encouragement. Oh, love you so much, Don. Thank you so Dan. Indulgence, yes, I got to go 3 p.m. Bye-bye. Kenneth, I don't think there's a lot of questions here, but cool. Let's see, check out. Whoa. Pornography, LOL, Trump, pornography, LOL. Well, hopefully, yes. Did you stream on the other apps too? Do you stream? Not right now. No. I try to go live, but it's just, God, I'm running out of time, man. I literally have time constraints, so God bless you. Love you guys.
Don't give it all away. That's for the seminar. Dustin is gonna be helping us out with that. Man.
Oh, we're gonna be doing in-person seminar coming up. Yeah. So, God damn, we got to get that going. So we're gonna we kind of been like sitting back because of all the stuff going on, but we're gonna do an in-person seminar here in our academy. Do a 2-day seminar going through the You Must Believe Way of Life, my book, and then we're gonna take people up north to Sedona, and so do some spiritual work. So, boom, bye. Yeah. Okay, guys. Well, I think that's it. I gotta pee really bad. Fly me down. Heck yeah, James. Hell yeah, you're coming down, man. James is close to
and real quick, because I really wanted to say this one. I just saw it. This is from Diana, I believe. I saw it on my Facebook. For those of you that may be a little fearful, real quick, faith and fear, both of those, you're believing in something that isn't really visible. You get to choose, though. You get to choose.
Wow. Manifestation. The books are You Must Believe Way of Life. So if you look up Roids to Riches, go to Amazon. I think if you type in John Vasquez, so like the Jerry.
Yeah, his book, is that?
Oh yeah, it's down below, huh?
Is
that
both on there, or is that both of them?
I think
okay.
So.
But it might be in the link in the description too. So
yeah, if you click one, I think the other one will pop up on Amazon. So it's Roids to Riches, and the other one's a workbook. And when you go through the academy, you get the workbook for free in week 2. Yeah, 2. Yeah. So appreciate you guys. What are your thoughts on tithe? Oh, great question. So 10%. So I've had a little bit of a change of heart, big change of heart in that I used to give 10% to a church. Gave a lot of money to churches. So what I understand in my construct and my reality is that what God means by that, and I could be completely wrong, this is what I believe, is that they say always that you use 10% of your brain, right? You've heard that, correct? We only use 10% of our brain. We only use 10% of our brain. The 10% to me means facts, figures, numbers, logic, pornography, worldly things, all the things we're experiencing. God says, bring your 10% to me and come back to the 90% God's consciousness, right? So I think people think that it has to be a monetary thing. God wants your sins. God wants you to turn to him, whatever entity, like, here you go, here's my sins. Let me give you my 10%, God, and I'm going to come back to God's consciousness and be a good person here on earth. But I think we got so caught up in giving it to a church so they can go buy things and do that. And churches are not bad. I'm not saying that, but a lot of churches
need support too.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Like we charge for our program. We wouldn't be talking to you guys right now. We'd be out of business, right? And so you could call us a church or whatever. But it's like, bring me your 10%, right? So how we tie this through free information, how we tie it through helping people. This guy, somebody walks in here, he'll freaking walk out and go help him clean the house. Like that's tithing. That's a form of tithing. So I don't think it has to be monetary. Yeah. But what it's saying is, when you have $1 million, you don't necessarily, in my paradigm, have to take $100,000, be like, here, give it to somebody. What is your money doing? Like, what is your, God wants the facts, figures, numbers, logic for a while. Come be in peace with me for 10%, right? Give me your time. Give me yourself. Give me your sins. And so that's how I see tithing. But also monetary rise, when we have, we give. And so we do it, but we're not counting, okay, did I give Kev 10% or did I give this person? It's a whole holistic thing. And I think it has to do with the brain. But that's, so I give my 10% to God. So.
And I believe that. And that's part of what we both do. Because I believe that, I adopt that part. And then if there's anything else that I'm like, I'm not too resonated with, then I just let it pass. And I'm like, oh, but I like that. Because, instead of me having to think about money, because it's really, to me, in my personal perception, it isn't real. So if I believe that, then how else can I provide that 10%? And it's like through, like he said, through helping people, through by discipline, by disciplining myself. Like, look, I don't want to do this, God. I don't want to. Let me just chill out for a minute. You know what I mean? Like, just making sure that you're doing something that is benefiting the earth or people, man.
This is a good question. So Warren says, so you don't support a church, brick and mortar business like an institution, monies to assist the community. I've given a lot of money to the communities. So what, and then it also says, so that 10% do you give to uplift? What 10%? We just explained that. So 10%. So think about this. We work for free for 4 months. There was people training here for free because it was the right thing to do. That's called tithing.
That's
tithing
in our personal perception.
So it doesn't mean like I don't go to a church. I don't go to a church on Sunday. We're in church all day. We live it. We live it every day. We live church. We don't go to a physical church to praise. I don't feel I need a pastor to tell me how to connect with God. I'm already connected with God on a daily basis. I pray, I meditate. I spend a lot of time with God. I do a lot of spiritual, a ton of spiritual. When I'm by myself, I'm doing spiritual work, spending time in silence with God. So I don't feel in my paradigm I have to go to a church. And there's nothing wrong with that. I used to go to this church called Living Word Bible Church. It was great. You can look at their records. I gave them a lot of money over the years I was there, probably close to $100,000. That's how much I gave to that church. But when I left, I didn't feel, I'm not going to just go walk into a building and be like, here's my 10%. When I have 10% of my warriors that I can tie to. For example, our Warrior Academy, when somebody falls, our people give to them. So 10% isn't just, I think people think monetary. It's not monetary.
Because then
created money.
You think that money is real.
Right.
Man.
We created it. We created the dollar. Like, think about that. So the churches built this physical construct that you have to give me physical. It doesn't say that in the Bible. Give me your money. It says, give me your 10%. So it could be any kind of meta. It could be however you position it. Right. So I don't think you're going to, but we're not saying you're wrong. Though. So if I went to heaven, I don't think God's going to be like, you know what, JB? You made $1 million this year and you did not give exactly $100,000 to a brick and mortar church. He's going to say, man, you were a steward. When somebody fell, you lifted them up. And I remember when you guys lost all your money and you worked for free. You helped for 4 months, worked for free.
Because we wanted to help the people.
Because we wanted to help. Yes. And that's so I just think about that too. Like what did people do when there was no churches, when it was just people, right? When there was no religion? What did Adam and Eve, how did they tithe? Right. So those are things just to think about. Like, it's just to critically think. There's no argument. There's nothing wrong with tithing to a church. I've tax records that show how much I tithed to the church because I really loved what they were doing. Right. They were great church here in Arizona, phenomenal family structure. I just don't feel like I need to go to a church because I'm in church all day. Because what I saw, I'm just going to be brutally blunt with you guys. What I see is a lot of fake ass Christians. Straight up. I see a lot of people on TikTok that preach to be Christians, people I know personally that don't live that life. They carry around their Bible. They don't live it. They go to church every single Sunday and they're a Christian at church. Hey, what's up, brother? Oh, yeah, the Lord is good. The Lord is good. And watching pornography at the bar, idolizing football teams and stuff like that. I choose to live the life. And so I'm not saying any of your guys don't, but I'm just saying I see a lot of fake ass Christians, just being honest with you. And so, people always ask me, aren't you Christian? I'm like, I don't even know what that means. Nobody's ever explained it to me. What does being Christian mean? Like, what does that mean? I'm a God-fearing man who loves to follow the life of Jesus. I don't know what being Christian means. I don't understand what that means. I don't get it. Nobody's been able to properly explain it to us. We've asked, but I do love God a lot, and I love human beings. And so, and I'm not coming at you. If I was at a church, I'd be giving 10% to that church probably. But right now, I haven't found anything that aligns with how I believe. I don't know. It's just our service is to the people. I think that's the most important thing, right? We don't go to a job like everybody else. We don't clock in, clock out. We actually clock in for the people every single day. Our whole life is for the people. So hopefully that made sense. But do not forget, sage your house. Sage your house. Boom. What we got? We got sage right here. Don't forget to sage your house. Boom. Sage spray. we got it, warriors.
Man.
Sage spray. But here's the thing. Okay. Now this could be seen as evil. Sage is evil, right? Remember. It's not working, so we banned it.
anything. But again, the evil, deeming things as evil and good, again, that's not, to me, in my personal perception, it is, if you do want to get biblical with it, in Jeremiah, it say we not supposed to be doing that. We supposed to let God make those decisions, man. Literally, that's what he said. It's not up to man, cannot direct his own step.
Right.
So, I mean, we can't really be the right and wrong, the bad and good, and however that ended up happening with Eve and the apple, and she was like, oh, now I know bad and good. It's like, no, you don't. She really didn't, and Adam didn't either. They thought they did for some reason. It's like, but we really don't. We really have no idea.
Right here. So I've had this multiple learn how to talk. So it says, Anna says, believing that Jesus is the Son of God is our Savior. So here's a cool thing about this. So I keep getting, this is such a common thing on my messages. They're like, do you believe that the path to God is through Jesus Christ? I believe in God. I really believe in. So, but here's the thing: if you believe that, then you're right, because whatever you believe is your truth. So, if you really believe that the path to God is through Jesus, then you're right. That's your truth. You have to stand on your truth,
and you have to believe that.
That's the key.
You have to believe that. You don't have to convince anybody else.
Right.
Technically,
Amen. You
just have to embody that entire thing. And then people will come and ask you about it like they've been asking us. They will be like, oh, what is this about? Because you're embodying that whole nature of it.
Yes.
Not just, this is what I was taught, so this is what I'm going to redirect to tell you.
So Jesus Christ, when he rose, he was Christ Jesus. Christ consciousness. The world is born in you. You're not born of this world, right? Be like the children. Think about that. But what if God is all of us?
Justin, because like he said, we're in church every day. I can literally, I encourage you guys to do your own research on this right here, that last little, what if God is all of us? And really read the book of Matthew or Mark or John or Luke, and really, there's one particular scripture that I found that literally says that word for word, that he is in all of us.
This is great. I love Warren.
That's just my personal study and observation. It is a black and white thing that Jesus said. So, I mean,
Warren, though, I like this conversational piece. It's cannabis use. So I'll go first, and I'll have Kev take this. So it says a natural flower with medicinal properties. So I use plant medicines, just so you guys know. I don't use THC or marijuana. It doesn't work well with me. That plant does not work well with me. I believe in plant medicines. They have healed my depression, anxiety, stress, got me closer to my God's consciousness. I worked with shamans in Peru. I still work with plant medicines. People are like, well, plant medicines, what is it? Things like psilocybin, ayahuasca, San Pedro, things like that. I've worked with professionals, right? Why do you think those are Schedule I drugs in America? And why do you think that opiates are just prescribed like candy? And why do you think that alcohol is legal? I have never seen anybody kill somebody in the spiritual plant medicines. I've never seen anybody commit domestic violence. Think about that for a moment. You know, so people close to my family, like, oh, when they legalize marijuana, oh, the whole world's going to go to hell in a handbasket. I'm like, that's just your paradigm, man. That's your paradigm. You know nothing about that experience, right? The plants are teachers. They're all teachers.
And we're all plants.
We're all plants.
We are plants.
We are photosynthesis. We need sun, just like the plant. The plants communicate.
Water.
Who created the plants? God. Like we could go on and on and on. And it's
the trees help us breathe.
Yes.
The trees help us breathe. Okay, real quick. So on that, real quick, and then real quick. So I have partaken in smoking cannabis, right? My perception on that whole idea is that it is medicinal, and most people abuse it because you can.
Yep.
So you overdose and you get overly lazy or sleepy or whatever the case may be. And if one overdoses, then they're abusing the medicinal properties of it. But nobody's really taken or there are communities out there, but you gotta assess and actually take part in something that is medicinal in the proper dosage. But where is that information? That's something that we're only scratching the surface on right now. The proper dosage of cannabis, like who knows what that is? It's actually different for every single human being because the plants speak differently to everybody, and there's a bunch of different strains and everything else. So I believe that people should just try to maybe just hit it once and stop, and then see what happens. Just chill out one time and just see what happens. Hit it one time and then be like, okay, I'm gonna chill back. And then, but people get greedy and they're like, oh, well, my high only lasted 4 hours. Like, okay, but dude, chill out. Like, chill out.
That's like the psilocybin, right? So people partying with psilocybin is not the proper use of psilocybin. It's for teachings. It's a teacher, right?
Yeah, I pray over. Anytime I do partake in smoking cannabis, I make sure now I pray over. Like to my new awareness. My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, good. The thing I'm trying to elicit is though we are all want to justify and I can't even pronounce that.
Wait, where we at? Which one?
Warren. I can't.
Warren. The thing I'm trying to elicit is though we all want to justify and substantiate. It really makes no sense. What matters is your relationship with God and how you deal with others.
Dude, because that's all we got.
That's it.
You're right. Yeah. That's all we got is us and the planet.
That's it.
That's all we got, really. All this technology, blah, 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 doesn't... All we got is us.
Yeah, not to protect your view. Everyone's view is unique. I love that. That's exactly right, Warren. Like, that's how we view, too. Like, if someone's like, go, Shiva, you do plant medicine, I'm going to stop following you. You're a demon. I'm like, okay. Well, shit made me a peaceful, loving person, and I freaking love people more than they love them. So I came back from Peru. I was floating on a goddamn carpet, man. I was like, whoa, life is really, really interesting. I say it taught me a lot, but that might not work for other people. Ayahuasca will rip you inside out. It literally flips you inside out and exposes you at a deep, deep level. I believe it took me to God. Like, I really, 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 really believe that. And but that's my belief system, right? So that's more of my church kind of in that aspect. And I'm open about it. Why was I scared before to talk about that I do plant medicines? They've been my teacher. And it's not for everybody. Because unless you're ready to be woke, like awakened at a very deep, deep, deep level, you probably shouldn't mess with that stuff. And if you're not ready for it, you shouldn't mess with it. It should be a very responsible, just like anything like marijuana, alcohol, you should be responsible, right? You should be very responsible, understand what you're doing, because you're opening up gateways inside your brain. Psilocybin is proven to open up your brain to use 100% of your brain. And when you start using 100% of your brain, you become wacky tobacco.
And it's something powerful that he said, man, as far as just being responsible and the moderation, and it just to me it all comes full circle to just go inside, man. Just go inside and do the best we can to take care of ourselves. I mean, Jesus even said that. You calling out the rafter in somebody else, the straw in somebody else's eye, like pull the one out of your eye first.
Bible's beautiful.
Yeah.
And so just so you guys know, I'm not like, there's a lot of young people on here. I'm not preaching go do plant medicines. Please don't don't understand, like, this stuff is serious stuff. Like, I worked under supervision. I worked with shamans. People could say whatever about shamans, but I worked with very, very professional. I trained for it for a year for my ayahuasca experience. Some people are like, oh, I'm just gonna go do ayahuasca. Like, when I hear people say that, I'm like, you gotta understand what you're getting into, man. It was like I saw people crapping themselves, throwing up on themselves, purging like molestation, and like watch some of the documentaries on ayahuasca, guys. It is no joke, man. It is. Think about it. And how did that come together? To make ayahuasca, to break the brew, it comes from two different regions of the world. It's been a practice for a long time. How did somebody know to take a bark from this side of the region of the world and this side of the world and bring them together with an MOI inhibitor to bring that to God's consciousness? Again, Bufo, one of the most powerful God's conscious psychedelics, right? It only in two places in the world, Scottsdale and Sonora, Mexico, and it comes out of a frog. Like, who found that? Who found that and knew that? Who
that?
found that? Like somebody was divinely directed to that frog to get the secretion out of their gland. Like think about that. These things are very powerful, powerful, powerful.
And God created the frog.
The
Like,
frog. Yes.
what does that mean, man? You know, we like to open stuff up just for your own personal meditation and thought, and really diving into opening your mind up to just being open, man. Because it's like, wow, don't just try your best to. Don't think that you have all of the answers. None of us do, y'all. None of us have all of the answers. And if we can really accept that and understand that, then we can just share ideas and be with each other and just befriend each other and be family like we all really are, man. The human being and the planet Earth is really all we know right now. That's what we know for sure, is that, hey, John's right here. I know that for sure. And then what? I'm on the planet right now. That's what I know for sure. And we got plants in there, and I know that for sure. And well, you know what? I've been told that the trees clean up the air, but do I really know that? I really don't know that. That's what they've said scientifically happens. So I'm trusting that, and I'm like, okay, I took it and I believe it now. Right. I'm like, that's what I decided to believe. And you have the power to do that. You have the power to decide to believe and make choices for your personal life that you feel like would give you the best life possible.
You know what I believe? It's been an hour and I gotta pee really bad.
We out.
We gotta go. All right, guys.
Love you guys.
Love you guys. Got a lot of work to do. So I'm gonna be answering as many messages as I can. If you want to join the Warrior Academy, click the link down below. Free Facebook group. We go live every day in the Facebook group. No, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday now, because we do an hour live here. We're running out of time. So exciting times. We're going to speak this weekend in Sedona. So we're also available to come speak if you'd like. If you fly us out, things like that, we're actually starting. We're supposed to do this last year, but the C word, right? And so we will come speak to your groups, whatever you want. If you think these two dudes would add any value, let us know. But fly us out, feed us some good food, and we'll be there. Love you guys.
Love you guys.